Morning. I'm just off out to meet up with some friends, so I'm cycling there. I look ridiculous in this helmet, don't I? Anyway, better that, I suppose, than getting run over. It's a beautiful day again, really lovely, sunny blue skies. It did rain yesterday afternoon after I went out on my bike, so I'm wondering whether it might do that again today. We'll see. My bike's not squeaking today. Not so much anyway. Right, I shall see you guys later on. Bye! Hello. I'm with Bailey doing a little blep. And this is Lily, who's waiting for her tea as well. Yeah, not a lot has happened today, so I thought I'd just show you all my mushroom collection. Since I'm wearing my mushroom cardigan, I thought you might like to see some of the things I got around my house. Look what my partner got for me. I love pucker tea. I'm not sponsored by them. I just love it. And he knows how much I like it. And yesterday he came by and he brought me loads and loads of pucker tea. So I've got mint, matcha green, peppermint and licorice. That one is my favourite. Lemon, ginger and manuka honey. That one I have in the morning, first thing in the morning, helps wake me up. Original chai, which I haven't tried before, so I've just put that in my teapot. So I'm going to try that now. Elderberry and echinacea, I would say that is probably my second favourite. Lemongrass and ginger, that's also really nice to have first thing in the morning. Chamomile, vanilla and manuka honey, I like to have that one in an evening as well, and then another peppermint and licorice because I have those in an afternoon. So I am delighted and I'm going to enjoy these very much. So thank you very much to my lovely partner. So I'm sharing with you the embarrassing state of my freezer. It is really, really frosted up. Look at the state of that. I didn't do it that long ago, to be fair, but literally about a week after I did it, one of the kids left the freezer door open and it just went back to this and I couldn't face doing it again. But anyway, I'm on with it now. So I've taken all the food out. Fortunately, I have a big chest freezer as well. And so I've put all that stuff in the chest freezer. I've taken all the drawers out and I've washed them, and now I'm just sort of getting the ice to thaw. So I've been chipping away at it a little bit, as you can see, and got quite a bit off that middle shelf. But the rest of it, I've turned the freezer off now, and I'm just going to leave it to thaw out a little bit before I attempt to do a little bit more. It's quite hard work for me, and I mean, I'm sure it's hard work for everybody, but because I struggle to breathe when I'm kneeling down, it is quite tricky, so I have to just do it a little bit at a time. So hopefully I can show you my nice defrosted freezer later on today. Today is the day my cleaner comes, and I'm so excited. I love cleaner days. I just end up with a beautiful clean house afterwards, and it's just great. I've just got out of the shower. I'm going to go back and just see if I can finish cleaning out the fridge freezer before she comes, so that the kitchen's nice and clear. At the moment, it's got stuff everywhere. Right, see you later. I was clearing out the freezer. I found lots and lots of little containers of soup that I've made. So I thought, well, I'm not going to waste them. I'm going to use them up. So I thought, rather than having a smoothie today, I would have soup. And the smoothies are always quite cold anyway, because they're some of the fruit I use is from the freezer. So it's quite nice to have this, actually, a nice warming soup. There was no label on it, but I think this is butternut squash, sweet potato and carrot, or some combination thereof, and it's very nice. I'm enjoying it. The freezer is done. If you can see, all the ice that was in the top has gone, but you didn't realise there was metal under there. I always forget there's metal under there. There was so much ice on it, and all those pipes are now clear of ice. Look at that at the bottom, nice shiny metal. I'm so pleased. So there's just a tiny little bit of ice just in the top of that metal bit there, but I'm calling that done. I'm going to put the drawers back in. I'm going to turn it on, let it cold again, and then I can refill it, and we can enjoy nice sliding drawers again for a change. Very chuffed. A good job done. So I was looking at my list earlier, and I thought, really, I haven't achieved an awful lot on there yet, have I? I can tick off bike rides because I've been on a couple of those. So let's give that a tick. Obviously the trip to Poland hasn't happened yet. Got my soap moulds, but I haven't made them yet. I did think about doing it today, but then I decided to do the freezer, and I have been doing my homework as well, which I've done most of, so that's not too bad. I haven't really been for any walks, so I ought to rectify that, I think, soon. Not done my embroidery on my coat, or painted the kitchen. Oh, I have done the touch-up paint though, but I didn't show you because at the end of the day, painting's quite boring, I think, and you probably wouldn't be able to see the difference, but I could see the difference, and it's not bad. So there we go, put that on. Paint the orange and blue room. So no, I haven't done that yet. I did think I might do it over half term with the son in question, whose room it is, but we'll see. Don't know whether I managed to get that involved or not. We'll see. They might do. Make the Christmas stockings. No, I keep looking at them and thinking I really ought to get my sewing machine out, and that's about as far as I get. And finish my dress. No, that's all still in the drawer. All the pieces cut out, but I haven't got all the instructions out yet and decided to do it. Make jam. I think I've decided I'm probably not going to do that because I just think it'd be an awful lot of work for not much to show for it. But I did think actually I might do like a plum crumble. That might be quite nice, mightn't it? I don't know though, because they're yellow. I think it's going to look really odd, and I think nobody's going to eat it. So yeah, I'm not so sure about that. But really, do you know what I really think I should add to this? Because it was a really big job. I'm going to add, and you might think this is cheating, but I don't, why not? I'm going to put defrost freezer. I'm going to give it a big tick, because why not? It was a big job. It's taken virtually all day. It really needed doing, and it's now completed. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Do you know, it's very difficult to open a pen with one hand, I can tell you that. So I'm just going to put a little snowflake on there, just to show that I've done that. Yay! So yeah, I wonder if you've got some jobs that need doing around your house as well. I could probably find 1,001 other ones, but still, we'll just stick to that. That's not a bit of rubbish on my table, it's just a mark on it. Unfortunately, this is quite an old desk, and it's got lots of little marks all over it, but sorry, a bit annoying to look at, I know. Well, it's been a pretty boring day. I've not been out anywhere. I've done the freezer, as you've seen, and done my homework, and that's pretty much it. And yesterday I didn't do a lot either, which is why I didn't post yesterday. I've done a few little bits of videos which I've put at the beginning of this one, but not much happened. So anyway, I thought I'd show you something that I'd made previously, and this is the blanket which I have on my bed. So let me just turn around the camera and then you can see it. So this is my bedspread, which I made to go on my king size bed. I'll just move a bit closer and then you can see. So this is actually the sock yarn blanket by Zoe Knit Girl. It's a free pattern, and I followed this pattern to do the blanket. The only thing is I changed it slightly because hers was done in garter stitch, and as you can see from this, I had quite a lot of different yarns which had lots of stripes in, and I felt that the garter stitch didn't really show off the colours and the patterns quite as nicely. So I decided that I was going to do mine in stocking stitch. I used a 3mm needle, and it's modular, so I was adding them on as I went along. So I tried to space them out so that I didn't have too many planes and too many stripes next to each other and things, and I think the placement works pretty well. There's one or two blocks that sort of stand out, but otherwise I think they more or less work pretty well together. So I started making this because I had loads and loads of little bits of leftover yarn, sock yarn, and I really wanted to use them up, and so I decided that this was going to be a really good thing to do, and I decided I wanted to make it big enough to cover my whole bed. And I have to say, I really do love the finished result. I'm going to come around the other side and I'm going to show you how I finished off the edges. So yeah, so anyway, I started, well, as you can see, there's an awful lot of different yarns in this blanket. When my friends found out I was making this, they immediately said, oh, I've got some leftover sock yarn that you can have. I'll let you have mine as well. And so this was a project to try and use up all the extra little bits of yarn that I had. What I actually ended up with was probably more yarn than I actually started with. So it didn't really work. But let me just show you the edging. So what I did was I had quite a large amount of plain grey yarn, and I crocheted around the edges. So I just picked up a stitch around the edges, just did single crochet all the way around, double crochet in English terms. I tend to use the American terms. And then I did a double, or again in English terms a treble, all the way round, doing 2 stitches in the ends there, just to give that lovely peak. I didn't block it. I didn't really feel the need to block it in the end. It does curl a little bit, as you can see, but for the most part, I think it's worked out really nicely. I really love the blanket. I have it on my bed all the time. I have it folded up at the end of the bed in the summer, where this pink blanket is at the moment, and then I spread it out over my bed in the winter. I do find it just provides that lovely extra layer of warmth. And of course it just looks so nice, doesn't it? So if I show you it on my whole bed, it sort of goes with my aesthetic. Please excuse all the mess at the sides, but yeah, it goes with my cushions, and yeah, just looks really, really nice. So there you go. That was probably my biggest project to date, and overall it probably took me over a year in the end, in amongst other projects, and it was of great interest to everybody as I was making it. And of course, as it got bigger and bigger, it got harder to handle. But I actually finished it. I finished it while I had long COVID. So while I was actually bedbound, once I was able to do a little bit of knitting, I actually had the blanket on my bed, because as I say, it was modular. So I had it on my bed, and then I would just add little squares to it as and when I had the energy, and then did the edging around it as well while I was still in bed. So it was really, really lovely that I had this project actually sort of to hand, and was able to use it, and then able to finish it while I was still very poorly. So yeah, it's really nice. It's a blanket that gives me a lot of pleasure. Well, it's the end of the day. I've just been sitting working on my crochet cardigan, almost done. No, I haven't almost done. I've almost done the main bit, and now I've got to do the extensions. So this pattern, once you've done those sort of odd shaped hexagons, you put you do extensions on the bottom and on the back in order to make it the right shape to be a cardigan. So I've got to do that bit next. So it's coming along really nicely, and I'm enjoying doing it. I've just been reading an Inspector Calls. My youngest is doing it at GCSE, and oddly, I've never actually read it before. So I'm just putting my elbow on the table because it was getting a bit heavy. I've never actually read it before, and didn't take long. Just took about an hour to read. It's quite an interesting play, actually. I can see why they chose it for a GCSE paper. It's there's quite a lot of twists and turns, and a lot of themes in there to talk about and stuff. So I thought since he's been talking about it quite a bit, I thought it'd be good for me to read it, and so I can understand what he's talking about. So yeah, it's quite late now, and I think it's time for me to go to bed. I've got a big box of books to take up to Emmaus tomorrow, and then in the afternoon I'm going across to my partner's house, and then on Sunday we're both running in a race. So he's running the half marathon and I'm running a 5k. I'm doing the small bit, he's doing the big bit. So I've just made because my race is finished before his start, so I've just made a poster which I'm gonna hold up and wave at him. So in fact, I didn't really mean to tell you that, because I know sometimes he watches these videos and I want it to be a surprise. Anyway, we'll see. So that's what I'm up to this weekend. So I don't know whether I'm going to post tomorrow, because I'll be over there at his place, but I'll probably post on Sunday after the race. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It should be really good fun, actually. Just hope the weather stays nice and it's not too wet. I don't mind running in the rain. It's the after bit or the before bit where you're standing around in organised races and stuff, and It's that's not so nice when it's really rainy. So I've just got Bailey sitting next to me at the moment having a good wash, aren't you, Bailey? Don't know if there's anything else to tell you really. The freezer looks wonderful. I'm so pleased with it. I cleaned my oven earlier this week as well, and that's looking really good too. So next thing I need to do is the fridge, and I ought to check the washing machine's lint trap as well, and then I'll have done everything in the kitchen. It'll all look really wonderful, so that's good. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to tell you just now. I think I need to put this down and go to bed. I need a good night's sleep because I'm going to be busy tomorrow. So I'll put all this up. Sorry if it's been a bit boring, but I don't really do very much. I don't have a very exciting life really. I spend an awful lot of time resting, so I don't really get up to much. And as I was saying earlier, I haven't really done much that's on my list either. So, a bit rubbish, isn't it? But anyway, it is what it is. It's what my life is like. Talk to you later.